You're my beautiful baby, sweeter than a poet's song. I love the smell of your skin and the way you dream of us. I long for your approval, just so I can see you smile. Darling, each time I see the tears fall from your eyes. This is what you mean to me. The future is ours to see. And I will always love you, whatever life may bring. This is what you mean to me. This is what you mean to me. Strong when I'm not able to see what lies beyond today. Each kiss is the greatest reward that any man could ever get. And God knows I'm not perfect, that's why He sent me you. You shattered all of my doubts. Now there's nothing I can't do. This is what you mean to me. The future is ours to see. And I will always love you, whatever life may bring. This is what you mean to me. This is what you mean to me. This is what you mean to me. Future is ours to see. And I will always love you, whatever life may bring. This is what you mean to me. This is what you mean to me. That's the drop D tuning in that time. For my buddy over there that's watching. The first one was open G, this was drop D. Hey, see you later. Thanks for coming out. Let's do another one. Here's another original from, well, all of them are originals, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
I'm not at my normal gig, huh? Normally I'm like, okay, everybody, this is another one that you're going to have to put up with.
You like it.
Normally at all the other shows, I'm like, this is another one you'll have to put up with while I try and think about the next cover song that you're going to want to hear. I wrote this song. My wife and I am actually, not all is hunky-dory back on the farm all the time, so we had our moment of time where we separated for a little while and got our heads straight, figured out what it was that we really wanted out of life, and I wrote this song during that time. So it's a little dark and a little scary, but, you know, it's Halloween's coming up, so we're allowed to be dark and scary. Here I am alone again, can't stand this empty bed, staring at your picture. picture and recounting words I said. Or did I say I love you? It's hard to see the markings made through the faults in my eyes. Somewhere in these empty words is the reason I'm alive. Or did I say I love you? What did I say to push you away? What have I done to make you feel you can't go on? I meant to say I love you. I meant to say I love you. Did I say I love you? And broken-hearted matters don't seem to matter to the heart. The bleeding hearts write poetry they should have written at the start. But did I say I love you? Say time heals the deepest wounds and only time will tell. Time that's lost can't be reclaimed, but this time hurts like hell. Did I say I love you? I meant to say I love you. I meant to say I love you. Did I say I love you? Can you find it in your heart to let me be the one? Can we make a brand new start? Let me be the one. I meant to say I love you. I meant to say I love you. I meant to say, what did I say that pushed you away? What have I done to make you feel we can't go on? I meant to say I love you. Did I say I love you? I meant to say I love you. I like that one. It's in 6. It makes me feel like I'm out at sea.
That was awesome.
I like songs in different time signatures. I do get a little sick of the whole 4/4 Americanized, you know, boom,
yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Cause baby, you're a firework, right? I'm not saying it's a bad song. I'm just saying they all start to sound like they're in 4/4. They all start to sound the same all the time.
Yeah.
Like there's not really anybody using multiple time signatures in tracks unless you go to the hard rock or the metal world.
Or Latin.
But in the Latin world, they're using 5/4, which is almost clave almost all the time, which is also really cool. But it's not. It's for some reason it still sounds stale to me sometimes. It's got I like a lot of that stuff, and I use some of those patterns in the way that I play. But I don't. I tend to like stay away from the whole, you know. Hop, hop, hop. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Right, that's boom, 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 boom. Right?
No. You obviously haven't heard the good stuff.
No, I haven't heard the good stuff. No, obviously. No. There's, you know, I like Latin rhythms and stuff, and I've a long time ago I used to sit around and just try and emulate whatever I heard on the radio or whatever I was listening to at the time. And my dad, he started getting on me because every time he'd get in my car to drive somewhere, it'd be on the local Mexican station. He's like, I can't understand what they're saying, and I don't understand the horns. And my dad's a gospel piano guy, and he's like, I don't get it. It's says like a carnival in your car every time I get in your car. But out of it, I got some of the basic samba stuff, and Am I even allowed to like allude to cover? 'Cause I played this one like, she's got a smile that seems to me reminds me of childhood memory. Everything was just as fresh as a bright blue sky. Darling, when I see her face, she takes me away to that special place. And if I stay too long, probably break down and cry. Oh, sweet child of mine. Kind of got like a song kind of thing on it, right? Just a little bit of that. I don't want to get you in trouble with anybody. So just a little piece of that. But I do some of that. I use some of the samba soca. Some of the more Brazilian based clavas. I use that stuff a lot. Bosses. I use that stuff a lot. But I have. Let's see. So this is going to change time signature in the middle of it. This is I'm just going to warn you now, so that when it starts to take off, and you're like, "What? No, what's the deal?" That's the way it basically works. Looking for the answers once again, but not here where I thought that they had been. Oh no, I found them in the mountains once before. Places where I've really been before. My search continues on where I am. My days and nights and darkness is my friend. Well, old memories lurk behind every closed door. With every thought you hurt me even more. Oh, deep inside the answer there it seems. Beyond my reach, but only in my dreams. Reclaim my mind from the memories of the past, so I can say I'm truly free at last. Free from the thought of how much I love you. My search continues on without an end. My days and nights and darkness is my friend. Well, it seems you've always wanted it this way. I'm stuck wishing that you would have stayed. But deep inside the answer there it seems. Beyond my reach, but only in my dreams. Reclaim my mind from the memories of the past, so I can say I'm truly free at last. Free from the thought of how much I love you. And deep inside the answers there it seems. Beyond my reach, but only in my dreams. Reclaim my mind from the memories of the past, so I can say I'm truly free at last. Free from the thought of how much I love you. Can't remember how this all began, but my mind goes back to the softness in your hand. It seems you've always wanted it this way, and I'm stuck wishing that you would have stayed. But deep inside the answers there it seems. Beyond my reach, but only in my dreams. Reclaim my mind from the memories of the past, so I can say I'm truly free at last. Free from the thought of how much I love you. And deep inside the answers there it seems. Beyond my reach, but only in my dreams. Reclaim my mind from the memories of the past, so I can say I'm truly free at last. Free from the thought of how much I love you. Yeah! very much. Thank you. Something different. Huh? Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good to see you guys.
Sound great.
Hey, thank you very much.
You're really good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Back to that open G. It sounds so big and regal, you know? Like even... It's got a nice... Yeah. It's got a nice open kind of ringing thing. Yeah. A ringy thing. This is a song I wrote for my sister's wedding. My dad's a Southern Baptist pastor and was in the music ministry most of my life, like I said before. I grew up on the road in a fifth wheel trailer, basically, for a good 8 years of my life. And this is a song, my sister decided to get married. She fell in love. She was totally in love. She was going to get married. And so she decided she's going to tell my dad, you know, oh, I want you to meet this guy. And she brings this guy home. And then he walks and he doesn't speak English at all. He speaks only Spanish. And my mom speaks Spanish fluently. She's a Spanish teacher. She's got a specialist degree. She's working on her doctorate right now. And at the time, she has her master's degree. She's a Spanish teacher. So she begins to speak to this boy. And in the process of learning who he is and finding out more about him, she finds out that he was here illegally. He was not a legal immigrant in the United States. He had come over on a van and with an old busload of them, like 18 or more, had just come across the border. And so my sister is in love with an illegal Mexican, which was very difficult for my dad to take. Needless to say, my dad actually did not accept it for quite a while. And my sister just continued to fight the fight. She said, you know, I love him. She speaks Spanish fluently. She's like, I know him, I love him, I trust him. And so she's going to get married. So after they've been together for a couple of years, they decide to get married. And which is obviously not legal in the United States. Their marriage is not legally binding, but it's legal in the eyes of God. And it made sense. My sister wanted to do what was right in the eyes of God. And I know that's a little funny, living with someone who's here legally, but she cared about being married in the process. But I sat down. She asked me to write a song. I sat down. I wrote a song for her wedding, and this is what I came up with. And basically, I journal entered this song. I spent a couple of pages of information, write it all out, lots and lots of stuff. And then you have to go back and highlight all the things that you can say, you know, legally on a microphone. The nice things, right? You go back and you highlight those things, and you put together an outline. And not like you stupid, you know, what are you doing? You go through and you find the nice things. And you say, okay, this is the way I'm going to build this song. I'm going to build this song around all the things that I think are promoting positive energy and happiness and long-lasting love. My brother-in-law, Arturo, he's gone back since to Mexico and is now here legally in the United States as of last week. For the first time in 8 years, they've been married now for 8 years. They're here legally together as a couple because they changed the law. Something has changed because he's now legally got a visa. He is now authorized by the United States government to be here. And he is so excited he can work one job instead of 3 in order to help support the household. And they don't have kids yet. Oh no, they just had my niece Victoria just came along. She's like 10 months old. So just in the last year, all of this has changed. And he's been gone. But anyways, this is the song that I wrote for their wedding. It's called Mothers, We Are Still the Same. I always hate to see the day the father gives the bride away, and the mother thinks she lost part of herself. And as a family moves away, an empty house calls out the names of the children who use the toys now on the shelves. And all the markings on the wall, and every stain out in the hall, all the stuff now neatly packed away. Mothers, we are still the same. Precious babies that you named, fathers, can't you see you told us to survive? And although many things have changed, one thing will still remain the same, and that is that we will forever and always love you. Love you, yeah. I hope today I see the day that my sister walks away with the peace that only true love brings. And with that smile upon her face, she'll spend the rest of her days remembering all the things that family means. And every family has its days when someone tries to break away with the age-old task to prove themselves. But mothers, we are still the same, precious babies that you named. Fathers, can't you see you taught us to survive? And although many things have changed, one thing will still remain the same, and that is that we will forever and always love you. Love you, yeah. But parents always blame themselves, wondering where they went so wrong. I wish that I could make them see that we've loved them all along. But mothers, we are still the same, precious babies that you named. Fathers, can't you see you taught us to survive? Although many things have changed, one thing will still remain the same, and that is that we will forever and always love you. Love you, love you, yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. So here's a song I wrote when I left Atlanta. I was trying to get back together with my fiance at the time. It was a really bad breakup. It was really terrible. So I wrote this song and I was like begging her, please take me back. It's called The Invitation. I like the song though now that it's all been said and done. I think it's got a lot of double entendre, a lot of meaning behind the words. It's not so much about that relationship specifically, but sometimes it's about relationships that go awry just in general, and how you feel in the moment of that. So. Watch every movement of your hand while you put your makeup on. It hurts to think you'll never know how beautiful you are. Explain to me why I can't be here tonight. Give me one good reason to just tell me that the moment's not right. 'Cause I can't breathe when you rush me to the side. I can't sleep, I feel like something's just not right. Can't you see, I'm just waiting for the invitation back into your life. Yeah, 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 your life. Your life. Oh, your life. I love the times we spent the night talking in your car. but now it's just a memory. Didn't get us very far. I'm having a hard time believing you still love me. These lovers don't just walk away. You left me with my agony. 'Cause I can't breathe when you rush me to the side. I can't sleep. Feel like something's just not right. Can't you see? I'm just waiting for the invitation back into your life. Yeah, 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 your life. Your life. Oh, your life. Feel like something's just not right. Can't you see? I'm just waiting for the invitation back into your life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your life. Your life. I appreciate it. What's happening? 6:50. Oh, good. We're winding down then. Winding down. Let's see what else I got in this here.
I got a question. You've sang songs about breakup that you had, about a separation that you had, and I also know that you're in love, have a family,
Right.
and have children.
Right.
Have you come up with a song during that time when your children were born that you can play?
Yeah. Yeah, it's real simple though. I have one kind of like theme song that I sing with for my daughter and my son, for instance, and it's I was standing outside when my son Isaac was being born at the hospital in Cape Canaveral. It's January and it's cold outside, and I kept hearing like bells and stuff. And I remember singing to my daughter in her crib at night when she was an infant, and I remember the same kind of thing. And I thought, this seems to be kind of thematic. This one thing that's jingling around in my head. It's funny. It's actually an old Celtic song. That we've more recently, in the last 300 or 400 years, they put words to it. It's a Christmas song. I know it's funny, but it's there was right. So I just kind of in my head I kept hearing it and I'm going, I'm sure I can come up with something that goes with that I really like. So this is what I came up with. There was a sweet little baby girl. She's the sweetest in the world. I love my sweet little baby girl. It's St. Mackenzie. Right? As my daughter. You remember that song? And what was in those ships, all three, on Christmas Day? On Christmas Day. It seemed like such a sweet, infantile sort of thing. And I was like, yeah. So I kept, there was a beautiful baby girl. and she's the prettiest in the world. I love my beautiful baby girl, Addison Mackenzie. And I kind of kept the same thing for Isaac, you know. I was a sweet little baby boy, and he's the sweetest in the world. I love my sweet little baby boy, Isaac Henry. Something like that. I always have fun with stuff like that. Just something that's, and not really a performance-based thing. Not really by design. It's not something that you go and play out at gigs or concerts, etc. Something to do though. Something in my spare time. I like writing lyrics or music. I don't much care for writing both at the same time. Not all the time. It kind of is overwhelming because it's like I hear so much music. I actually hear music so much that if you have music on anywhere near me at night or any time around me, I'll wake up because I count beats in my sleep. So I can't have music on or near me or at all. I can't do it. And I can't have music on in the same space where like I'm playing or performing. If there's a TV on in the room, I can hear it. Over the band, I can hear it. And it's like I can't. You gotta get that crap turned off because it's driving me crazy. Like I'm just one of those people. And I have relative perfect pitch. So it's one of those that where like when you play guitar and you hear somebody playing a guitar and there's a string out or something. When I do that, it's like it bothers me bad. Like I have a really hard time with that. So just a couple little pieces of information. All right, I'm gonna play "Come On and Smile." I like this song. I wrote this song a long time ago too. I think I played this one out at the festival with the guys. Maybe a version of this with the old band. They've played this one before. He said, man, I just can't read your face this evening. It just seems you're not yourself. Let's get drunk, 'cause I can't face the world this evening. And Lord, I know I can't be by myself. No, 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 no. I'm so tired of these simple games we're playing. Let's take a break from our complex life against the moon and smile. When you feel like smiling, laugh, yeah, when you feel like laughing. Live your life like you're in love with someone else, and that someone ain't yourself. We get so twisted up and lost inside our feelings, but we've lost the beauty that comes with the smell of rain. Let's get back to some bouncing in the puddles. We laugh like children and we can never be the same. Oh, I'm so tired of these simple games we're playing. Let's take a break from our complex life and get to the morning. Smile when you feel like smiling. Laugh, yeah, when you feel like laughing. Live your life like you're in love with someone else. That someone ain't yourself. Come on. When you feel like smiling, laugh, yeah, when you feel like laughing. Live your life like you're in love with someone else. That someone ain't yourself. Come on, smile when you feel like smiling. Laugh, yeah, when you feel like laughing. Live your life like you're in love with someone else, and that someone ain't yours. No, hey,
Yeah!
Appreciate it. Well, that's it for me. I am done. I think that's it.
Now, how long have you been playing and writing your own compositions?
I've been playing guitar for 16 years. I've been playing guitar for 16 years. I've been writing as long as I've been playing.
And who are you top, because you have Latin influence, seen you twist up some stuff and make it your own. You also have 5/4 that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Who might be your top two influences while you were doing this?
Justin Timberlake is one. and Joe Cocker is the other.
Thank you.
If I had to pick two. There you go. That's it. Those are the top two. They have to be. That encompasses all the different styles and concepts. That's it. I think that's it for me. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. And thanks to Mike and Open Mics and all that for letting me come out. This is super cool. I totally dig it. And before I go, I want to get one of those caramel cappuccinos before you're totally cleaned up.
All right.
Make it a double.
Okay, you got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. I don't, but I can write down this.